We are hot and at 8 o'clock on the dot. Would you look at that? What's going on? This is Chalked. I'm joined here with Doza. Doza, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
What's up, everyone? I'm DozaGaming. I'm the owner and manager of Undead Gaming. Made in 2019. I'm a former player and I'm a co-host for Chalked, and I'm excited to be here. To be honest,
Excited to have you here. For anybody who doesn't know, this is Jreap. I'm a former owner of AEL, currently just the host of Chalked right now. I own the Trace Gaming and Vengeance Gaming as well. But we're not here to just talk about that. We're here to talk about a bunch of stuff. So let's get right on into this then. Let's hop right into Major Four recap here. So, if we're gonna talk about Major Four, let's start from the beginning. What are your thoughts on those early games there, Doza, for Major Four? We have Trace Gaming and Cloud. Cloud obviously won 3-0. I thought those games were kind of close. I feel like they could have went either way. A couple of them. I think Jacob and Gunsta just absolutely went fucking berserk mode, and those were complete tide changers in that series. I'd love to get your opinion, though.
man, don't even get me started on Cloud Nation. Cloud Nation had me upset. This whole major, to be honest, like I was rooting for them because I love them. But at the same time, they took my guys down, so I got a little bit of hate. But they definitely deserve the win against Trace, in my
Oh yeah,
opinion.
they did. They did
Um,
everything they needed to do there without a doubt. I mean, I don't know if we can pull it up or not, but there was a spree that Jacob went on first. It was a little six spree on that hard point on Gav, map one there. And at this point, I believe Trace had already been in the lead for quite a bit, but this completely turned the tide. I don't know if we can get that pulled up. If not, it is what it is, but that was a crazy streak by him. Shout out to Jacob on Cloud.
Cloud absolutely goes crazy. I can't believe them. But to be honest, I am upset with the other first two rounds that were supposed to be played. Two forfeits. There was we beat the Speakeasy in a forfeit, and then West to Death also forfeited against Phantom Legion, and then we had a 3-1 Acacia and Hidden Gems, and Acacia honestly, you know, I don't know about them. I know they're a new team, and I'm excited to see what they can do more in the future. But I think at the moment, that spot right there where they beat Hidden Gems, they've got the forfeit against Speakeasy, and then they forfeit against Cloud. I felt like that's kind of deserved for them. It's just in the spot where they're at.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And if you look at this whole major, it's very disappointing to see the amount of forfeits. But I mean, at the end of the day, what are you going to do about it? This is AM COD. It's going to happen. People like to make the attempt and the effort to play, but then just shit the bed when time comes to play. So it is what it is there. But yeah, we have a lot of forfeits here. We have one in winners round one, and then we have one in losers round one, two in losers round two, one in losers round three. Like, it's just forfeits all the way to the board. But anywho, if we look here, so we go to winners round two now. Okay, this series right here, Malefic versus Cloud Gaming. Sorry, Cloud Nation. If you look at this series here, it was absolutely incredible because obviously Cloud ended up coming back to win the entire major, but they lost here to Malefic 3-2. And you gotta wonder what happened in that series that maybe they could have done a little bit different. Maybe not send them to a loser's run, but maybe bring them to winners finals against Undead, who they played in grand finals as opposed to Malefic. But we would have to pull up some footage. Jamie, pull up that footage real quick from winners round two. Let's see what's going on there. Let's see the series, some highlights.
Yeah, it's crazy. There was a total of five forfeits this major, but real quick, I do want to toot my own horn here for a second. Undead making their very first winners run all the way to grand finals is something, well, obviously as the owner, I'm proud of, but even just from an audience standpoint, that's great to see because Undead came in here in Cold War and they couldn't win anything. We were on the verge of being kicked out of the league, to be honest with you. And now that was the first time that Undead ever made it to a grand finals, and it's something to celebrate.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I've seen Cloud. I mean, not Cloud. Undead at their worst. I was there when they first came into the league, and They were no offense, but for lack of better words, they were a bottom of the barrel team, and now to have them up in grand finals against Cloud Nation and not even getting fully sweep, but they took some apps there in those that grand finals. It's very very good to see. I love to see it. I love to see teams make full turnarounds in the league like that after a long period of time. It's just really good. Got some killers over there too. I mean, IBO really is he's an outstanding pickup. Rolo is another one. Like these are some really good pickups. And let's talk about Eddie too for a second. Eddie, I mean, come on. Dude hadn't played. He was on vacation. Came back, hopped in, and fucking took this team to grand finals. It's crazy. Shout out to Eddie. Dude's a
I
savage.
I cannot say enough about Eddie, to be honest with you. He went through so much. He was here when we first started, when they were the bottom of the barrel team. Eddie was still on that team, and he was performing exceptionally. Like other teams was like, why are you still in that team? You're doing so well. Come join us. And he stuck with Undead for so long. And that he played one Vanguard competitive match, or competitive matches, was this major, and you can tell, like, the stats show he still performs like he deserves a spot in any team.
Oh yeah, well, absolutely. Like Eddie, like he was my pick he was one of my picks on my All Star team for Cold War. I had Eddie play for me under NPS for a while there. I've been following Eddie on his journey, even if it's on another team now. I fuck with the boy Eddie. He doesn't get enough recognition, I don't find. So shout out to Eddie.
I agree 100%. And something else I want to talk about with this major real quick is the Malefic and Cloud thing. Every single time I've seen Malefic and Cloud go against each other, it's always, every single time has been a
Banger.
close series and just been an amazing series. Like it's always 2-3. It is always 2-3 every time they play. They're just two great teams, just always going against each other. Like it's always like a phase ultra type vibe every time I
Yeah,
see
you know
them.
what? That's a really good comparison actually to Phase and Ultra. I agree. It is. It's two big headers going at it time and time again, and it's always that game 5 situation. I find almost every time they play, and it's quite apparent even in this bracket here. If you look at this bracket, they played them, and it was game 5. They lost to Malefic. They get sent down, then they win the forfeit against Ikea. They 3-0 Vengeance, and that wasn't even close. That one. Then they go and again they play Malefic again, and again it's 3-2, but this time Cloud gets it. And then they go and they play your boys in grand finals, and they win it 5-3. So yeah, I mean, Cloud Nation is really, this ain't the first time that they've won an AL major. It's not, but it's the first time with this roster. So if you're the owner of that org, you're definitely proud, because no matter what roster you put in there, it seems to work out. No matter what you're gonna do, it's gonna work out for you if you're Cloud.
There is, I forget the name of the player, but there was a player on Cloud Nation. Was it the last map of the grand finals that it was on Berlin, and he ended up dropping like 48-7,
Mhm.
something along that line.
That was courtesy, I believe. Your AEL MVP
Oh
for Major
man,
5 as the boy courtesy.
man,
Yeah.
I was begging for a PC check on the inside. There was no way, like he popped off like that. It was crazy to see.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was fucking awesome series. So that's your Major 4 recap. Let's head into the league standings now. Let's check out these standings real quick.
Out is wow, 435 points. I can't say I'm surprised, but it's a deserved spot for them for sure. Undead is in third. The Speakeasy is ahead of Undead, which I'm still jealous about that one because they took Malefic's record. I believe, was it their record or their points? They
So
took their points.
they absorbed Malefic's record. Some people are gonna have opinions on that. There's a lot of other teams that came in that didn't absorb other teams' records and then just started from scratch. So I mean, but It's two teams that were already in here. It's gonna happen one way or the other. Either they absorb Speakeasy record, or they take Malefic. Either way, it's gonna happen. Of course, you're gonna make the choice to take the one with the better record. So it is what it is. There, gotta get just the way it is. You know, not everybody's gonna see eye to eye on it, but. You got Cloud at number one at 27 and 10, 435 points. Now that's impressive out of them. That's going to be hard to overtake. And then right behind them, as you said, we have the Speakeasies and Malefic. Sorry, I know they love when people say the name wrong. But so you have Malefic and the Speakeasies merger here, and there you have 14 and 17 with 275 points. Right below them, Undead Gaming, 19 and 14, 265 points. And this top four here is very solid. It's a very solid top four. If anything, you could even say it's a very solid top three, because then you have Phantom Legion at 4 and Vengeance at 5, and they're only 10 points apart. So really, this top three is kind of separated themselves from the rest of the pack here. It's going to be very hard for anybody below that 3 to come and try to take that top 3. And another thing I'm noticing here, common theme, that the top 3 are same teams that have been in there from the get-go, so that's why they have so many points as well. I don't think Vengeance came in until somewhere mid-season. It was it was somewhere around Major 3, I think. Or Major 4 they came in, so they're not going to have that many points. Same with Acacia, same with Trace Gaming. Hidden Gems, there's a bit of controversy there. I don't know, Doze, have you heard the stuff about Hidden Gems?
No. What happened?
They were all hacked up apparently.
Oh no! What?
This is the what I heard, and my source is pretty valid. So
A different league?
I would I just heard they were all hacked up, allegedly,
Oh,
allegedly hacked up. I'm sorry, let me put that in there. Allegedly hacked up, but
hey,
allegations. This is chalk. This is what it's all about. That's what it's all
yeah.
about. It's all about these theories and stuff, So I don't know. What do you guys think? You think Hidden Gems is hacked up? Are they?
Might explain the last major.
It could explain why you have people like NBA Cherry popping off and Gloves all of a sudden popping off. But I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? PC check.
See, I want to focus real quick. Number 9 right here, Mystic Esports. See, obviously we don't even know who that is. We don't know how
Yeah,
they're gonna
no
do.
idea. Nope.
I've heard nothing from scrims. I haven't even heard anything from the team captains, the player, nothing. I just know that they're now in the league, and I just hope that they're one of the teams that can hang. To be honest, I hope they're one of the teams that can be long term. That doesn't give it a season and because they lost, leave. Those teams are so irritating. And how many
Oh my
teams has
God.
the AEL been through like that?
I just think of one off the top of my head that like did it 3 4 times, but then they disappeared because they got into a beef with somebody that they shouldn't. Eclipse Gaming, cough cough. But anywho, Mystic Esports. The funny thing is I don't know anything about them either. I do know that they play in another league that is a new league, Global Esports, I believe it is called. I know they play in there. I don't know how they perform in there. I know I've seen their logo and their matches being advertised over there on the timeline. So I know that they play in other leagues, which means they do have experience that they're probably not going to be shitters. So anybody who gets paired up with them, just expect something from them because they got experience. Okay. Now, the Speakeasy Academy, do we have any idea who's on that team, on that roster?
I don't, and now that I'm looking at it, there's nothing posted in the rosters about it. Um, I think at one point, Kobe wasn't he on that team?
He was, and you know what? You got to wonder if he's probably on it again.
Uh, I think he deserves it to be honest. How long has he been in AFA? Gotta give him a chance. He's the new AP.
I mean, no, you can't even compare him to AP. That's not
Oh,
fair. Nah, Roby's been
he,
in here. Robbie's been in here. Roby, yeah, it's pronounced Roby. Yeah, it's Roby. Roby's been in here for a hot minute. He's somebody who's always been in here, but he just hasn't. He was on that cognitive squad, I believe, for a little while, and then he was on. He was a sub for another team, and then he was an FA for a long ass time, and then Cal picked him up. and then that team got dropped. So you gotta wonder he's probably back on there.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him, but I know he's been around for a while, and one definitely needs to give him a shot.
For sure. He's good too. Like he's not any bad. Like he's actually very good. If you watch his highlights, he knows what he the boy knows what he's doing on the map. It's very clear he knows what he's doing on the map, and you can tell he does a lot of the dirty work for the team too. So he's definitely somebody you want to have on a squad. It's just what squad is he on?
Who knows? But I
Speaking
think
of speaking of roster changes, I believe that's our next topic that we should jump into as well as roster changes. Is Undead making? You want to give us a little scoop? Is Undead making any changes or no?
um uh, to be honest with you, Undead has no fourth at the moment. It's
Yeah.
just hard to find a fourth. Yeah. Um,
So who's your core three?
Rolo,
Yeah,
Ibo,
yeah.
Ibo, whatever, however you say his name,
Wait, so is
and
it Ibo or is it IBO? What does he prefer? Like, what is it actually?
I couldn't tell you what he prefers. It's like it's just it's all over chat is how we communicate with each other. But I call him Ibo. He doesn't seem to care. He never corrected me. But people call him IBO. I call him Ibo just to mess with him. Yeah, him Primero, which is Rolo. He's been here for a minute. And then Genetic, which is trying to rebrand himself as Chrome, I believe.
Yep.
Um, without that, the other fourth just dipped.
Damn.
He just said he wasn't passionate anymore. He was like, he came in too, like I'm passionate. I don't waste anybody's time. I want a team. I want to grind. And then after a couple matches, after the major, he was like,
And who was it again? Because I don't even remember. It wasn't Sonar or Solar, was it? Who was the fourth that did it?
oh, he just changed his name. I have to look back. Weird.
Yeah, it's not important anyway. I was just wondering if it was the same person I thought it was or not. What's wrong with Eddie as the fourth? Come on, the boy
Man,
fries.
I would love for Eddie. You can ask Eddie how many times I have asked him this season, Eddie, come on, get a spot. You're like, get a spot on any team, to be honest. But obviously, hop on Undead. That's your org right there. And I honestly feel that if he would play for any team right now, and if he had the time, it would be for Undead, and it would be obviously very beneficial for us. But if I'm being honest with you, the position that we're looking for is just an
Hold on, hold on, hold on,
SMG.
hold on. I don't want to cut you off real quick, but I'm just reading chat. Cool Tux, you got to show up to play the Gun Kids, buddy. You got to actually come and play. Bro, you guys mad skill and you're mad good, but you don't play. You don't play, Cool Tux. You never show up. Anywho. Sorry, Doza. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Cool Tux actually was at on one point on Undead for like 3 days, like that. He came to tryouts and he did decently well, but it was at the beginning of the season when I didn't even have great starting four, and he did good. Obviously, in comparison to them, he did really good, and he just decided to dip, and then the team got a lot better, and now he's with Trace. He's with Trace, the new Trace.
Cool Tux, he was with Trace, but he didn't come to practice, so we had to find others. We actually Trace right now. I don't know. Can we pull up that their most recent Twitter post, Jamie? Can we do that? Can we pull up their most recent for anybody who hasn't seen it, just so we know for sure what that roster is they got going on over there? Because it's a pretty spicy roster. I'm not gonna lie. I'll
For
get
Trace, the most updated roster is Hades, Cool Tux, Viziane, and
Yeah, no,
Zerk.
that's not it. That's not it. It's Hades, Zerk, and we picked up Bio and Phantom.
Oh,
So who would have
cool.
thought that the old rivals are actually come to play for the same team that was the original rivalry between Trace and Cloud. Crazy how that works. But needless to say, everybody's loving the vibes right now. It's a really nice lineup. Everybody's looking forward to working with each other. It's actually a pretty solid roster at the moment.
Sounds like a great team, and honestly, if I'm being honest and maybe a little controversial, it sounds like a better team, and I think they can achieve much more.
Well,
Excited to see what they can do, to be honest.
I had a little sneak peek since Zerk and Hades filled in for the team that Bio and Phantom were playing in another league, and I got to watch them reverse sweep fucking adopt adopt clan.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
remember Adopt.
can vouch this team fries. Looking forward to this major for sure.
Who
Some
else we
other
got?
rosters we got. Who else we got here? Because I'm sure Acacia is going to be coming in with a fresh roster. They've already made a couple changes. Can only guess as to who, as I'm sure they're not picking from our FA pool. Probably be complete randoms. But I can guarantee they'll be coming in with a different roster than last time. Um,
Now, something I want to point out real quick while we're on the whole roster changes thing.
yeah, go
Tell me
ahead.
why. Tell me why Cloud is trying to steal players. Tell me why. Tell me why they've actually been messaging players and being like, "Hey, you still playing for them? You trying to come over for us?" Type of stuff. I think they messaged two of my players. I'm being 100% honest with you.
Can we? Is this confirmed? Like, is this like a thing? Because I haven't heard of this.
I think he even said something like in Gen chat like that, but he messaged Chrome, new player,
Huh,
and was like, "Hey, you still
interesting.
playing for Undead?"
That's funny.
Oh man.
Man, I don't know what's good with that. I don't know. I mean, it's not against the rules. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? If you think you can finesse a player off another team, fucking go for it.
Like everyone tried to do to Eddie last year. Mhm. I touched on the Speakeasy and Malefic merger, Cal and Nixt.
Yes, let's touch on that.
To be honest, I don't know too much about it besides Cal and Nixt. I already know a little bit about, they've been in the AO for a minute. I know they know what they're doing, and I know this merger is going to be a big deal in I think in future terms. I think starting out obviously is going to be a little messy, but to see what they can make from this merger, I think it's exciting.
So essentially, what I've gotten out of it is Cal's team, the Speakeasy, had a severe roster issues towards the end of the last major. Essentially, everybody on his team abandoned him to where he had no choice but to forfeit the rest of the tournament. Following this, instead of rebuilding a team from scratch, since he's close with Nixt, they decided to put their teams together. So I've gathered that Nick's pretty much sent his roster over to represent the Speakeasy side, but they are now one entity, is what I've gathered from it. I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm sure I'm close enough on the right track that that's essentially what happened. Pretty sure. Not too much to look into there. Just
Should
they're
have had
friends
a name
with each
change.
other. Yeah, they just decided to merge their things together because it was mutually beneficial, and they're looking to run the league with their new with this merge. I know that there's going to be some teams that are going to try to stop them from that, and we can guarantee that those three teams are going to be the same teams that we've seen in the finals every major, with the exception of probably a new one, which I'm not going to toot any horns here. We'll just have to see what happens.
Missed opportunity not renaming the team. They could have came up with something good. Like I think at one point, um, there was some rumor. I think Cal just made it up. There was some rumor that like the undead and the speakeasy were forming. Like he made a whole tweet about it and everything, and he had me fooled. And I was like, "Who talked to you about this?" But it went. They had like the logo, the slogan, "The Undead Mafia." That's cold. If that was a merger, that would be a very cold slogan.
Sorry, Cal. I didn't mean abandon you like that, but your team just like disappeared on you. That's what I meant. They didn't take off for better ventures. They just disappeared on you, unfortunately. Looking forward to see how they perform this major for sure. It's gonna be pretty sick. A lot of new teams here looking pretty sick. Gonna be I think it's gonna
Agreed.
be the most competitive major yet, and then it's gonna lead right into champs. So got a spicy end of the season coming up to make up for the shit ass game that has been Vanguard.
It's true, and I think now's a good time to start bringing up what do you think is going to happen this upcoming major or even this upcoming stage?
Okay, so let's pull up these groupings real quick. Let's look at these groupings and we'll make some predictions. Let me get to these groupings real fast. All right, so we'll
Mhm.
start and we'll let's look at Group A first. So Group A consists of Cloud Nation, Phantom Legion, Hidden Gems, Mystic Esports, and the Speakeasy Academy. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so that's Group A. And right off the rip here, we have Cloud Nation going up against this mysterious Mystic Esports. And that'll be on July 7th. All these games will be on July 7th, apparently, unless the date's wrong. Anywho, all of these games will be in Group A, Cloud Nation versus Mystic Esports, Phantom Legion versus Hidden Gems, and Hidden Gems versus Speakeasy Academy. Now, Cloud Nation, reigning champs, I have no idea about this Mystic Esports team, none whatsoever, except that they're in another league. That's all I know. I have no idea who's on there. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're bad. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say that's a Cloud Nation 3-0. What do you think?
I would agree.
Yeah.
Usually the teams that come into a new league uh, wouldn't do well against the reigning champions of the league that's already there. So yeah, I think off bat it's going to be a 3-0 for Cloud.
Oh yeah, easy. And now here's an interesting one because Phantom Legion versus Hidden Gems. Now this one is extremely interesting to me because Phantom Legion don't even have a roster right now. I know they're looking to pick up a team of four. I don't know if they have yet, but I know that's the plan. I don't know who that team will be at that time of this match. And then that brings me to the next thing. They're playing Hidden Gems, who are allegedly hacked up. So I don't know how that's gonna go either. I don't know if somebody's gonna call them out, and we're gonna do some checks now that we have Nixed as our dedicated PC checker, who knows what he's doing. I had a nice long talk with him a couple days ago about this, and he definitely knows what to look for and can find anything on your computer. So if you're fucking hacked up, look out, because Nix will get your ass. I'm telling you. Anyway, we'll see how that we'll see how that develops at the time. I don't have a prediction for that one. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a Phantom Legion forfeit win over Hidden Gems. What do you think?
Honestly, I'd say the same thing. I'm sure Phantom can pull a team of four together by week one, and
Yeah.
if not, then I mean, deserve that loss, don't you?
Oh, it's good that either that's gonna happen or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm liking this alleged hacked up Hidden Gems accusation here, but we'll see what happens if it's legit or not. I guess. And then following that, we have Hidden Gems versus the Speakeasy Academy. Again, I have no idea who's on that team. None. You can guess Roby as one, and then I have no idea who the other three are. So hard to do predictions again against a team that may not even be playing in here if they are hacked up. So who knows about that? Now, if we move over to Group B, Group B, now this is an interesting group here. This has all of our teams in it, referring to me,
Uh,
myself, you, and Cal. So, Group B, we have the Speakeasy, Acacia Gaming, Undead Gaming, Trace Gaming, and Vengeance Esports. So it's Vengeance Gaming, Vengeance Esports, whatever, same difference. That's Group B. Now, we have up first Speakeasy versus Acacia. I'm going to go ahead and give a fat 3-0 to Speakeasy here. I just don't see any changes or adjustments that Acacia doing being enough to take out this new Speakeasy roster. That's a 3-0 for me. What do you think?
I think the Speakeasy is a hot 3-0 for Acacia because Acacia, if I'm saying that correctly, I think it's Acacia, maybe like the Acacia tree, but I've heard you say it like different types of ways, so I'm also confused on it. But the Speakeasy for sure, I think, gonna be able to take that 3-0 against Acacia. But right under that, Undead and Trace, it's I mean that's just
I'm excited for this one too because this is new Trace. This is new uncharted territories for Trace, and this is the new Undead too. You're just coming off of a grand finals appearance. You didn't get the win, but you still made it all the way there, and you took three maps from the champs. So your team is definitely no slouches, that's for sure. They're coming to play every time. No matter who that fourth is that you have, it's gonna be a banger of a series. I'd like to think that the in-game IQ of Bio, Zerk, Phantom, and Hades will pull out the win, but it's gonna be hard to say. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 3-2 for Trace, but I mean that could easily be a 3-2 for Undead as well. That. It's gonna be a close series. It's gonna be a game five.
Yeah, anytime Undead and Trace has really ever been in a match together, it's always been a classic one to watch. It's always been either a 3-2 or a 3-0, but every single map was close. And it's always good to see that. But if I'm being honest with you, obviously I'm going to go with my boys here, Undead, but it's going to be a 3-2 because I know the new Trace is going to be pretty dangerous. And I know that if we pull it off against them, it's going to be in a slim margin.
Exactly, and I couldn't have worded that any better myself. I have the exact same opinion on that series that you have. It's gonna be a close one, and it could go either way. This new Undead is definitely nobody to take lightly, and neither is this new Trace squad. So it's gonna be a banger. Looking forward to that one. Now, underneath that, now we have the Speakeasy versus Vengeance. Now, this one here, obviously, Vengeance is another one of my teams, so I have a bit of a bias, but I can't even call this match because right now Vengeance is only a team of two, and we are still looking for two. So I have no idea who those two are going to be at the time of playing that series, so I can't justly call that series.
In my opinion, just seeing how Vengeance did this last major in this stage, I think the Speakeasy can take it
Yeah.
3-0, if not 3-1. The Speakeasy is a good team, and I mean the new roster is gonna be insane. And yeah, like I said, just how Vengeance performed in the major didn't really leave me excited. So I can see the Speakeasy taking it easy.
No, for sure. They definitely choked that major. I don't know what happened. They went 5-0 during pool play, and then just I don't know. They just didn't have it in them come tourney time, I guess. But it is what it is. What are you gonna do? They placed yes, Cal. They placed top four both majors, but since they came in, they've placed top four every time. But they just shit the bed. I don't even feel bad saying it. They know they shit the bed. It is what it is. It's just you make adjustments. You go back to the lab, and you get better. We'll see how they come out this time with new players.
All
Hmm.
right, are we heading on to week two?
Um. Yeah, may as well. We only have what? There's only three. Yeah, there's only 3 weeks. Yeah, of pool play. So yeah, might as well cover them all here. So yeah, I'll let you go ahead. You do Group A. Start us off here.
Ooh, all right, Group A, as the last week is going to be a hard one to call because we don't have much information about it. But Cloud and Phantom, I'm just going to go ahead and give that to Cloud just because I know their skill set. I know how they compare to at least last season's Phantom, and it's going to be another hot 3-0 for them. Jreap, how do you feel about that one?
Again, it's hard to do because I don't know the roster Phantom's going to be coming with. Um, and it's not even the same owner anymore. It's been passed off to Minty. So I really, really don't know who he's going to have play for him. I really don't. It could be really good. It could be really poor. I have no idea. I'm going to go ahead and just give it to the reigning champs 3-0. But we could be completely wrong, and they could come in with some fucking hot team of four that just comes and fucking blasts the whole league. You don't know, right? So, but not knowing, I'm gonna give it to Cloud 3-0.
It'd be great to see. We need more teams in here on Cloud's level, on that competitive level. We need more goats.
I think this major we're gonna see a couple come up and challenge them between the ones we've already talked about here. I think that there'll be some contenders.
I would love to see that. Yeah, the next one is Mystic Esports, Speakeasy Academy. I mean, both of those teams are just a mystery.
Exactly.
Um, so I think that one's going to be hard to call. So I'm going to skip that one and go to Hidden Gems and Mystic Esports. If Hidden Gems isn't hacking, I'm going to be honest with you, they were still a really good team. We don't know who Mystic Esports is. Yeah, they have experience, so I'll give them a benefit of the doubt and give them maybe like a map. But still, Hidden Gems is a good team, so I'll say 3-1.
Oh, hold on. I'm looking at chat right now. Hold on, hold on. I'm sleeping. I'm sorry, Huff. I did not know. I thought you were retired. Okay, so apparently Huff is on the new Phantom Squad. He does not telling who he's with though. Who are you with, Huff? You wanna spoil that for everybody? Huff, go ahead and leak your roster for us so we can actually do these predictions. Who's on that roster?
Question. Give us some names. We can make some better predictions.
Nobody he's trying to poach. No one yet. Okay. All right. Well, we know Huff's on that roster. That's all we know. But it's something. It's something to go off of. So we have Huff versus Cloud Nation. I'm still going with Cloud Nation until we know who Huff's playing with. Unfortunately, it's a 1v4. Anyway, so Hidden Gems, Mystic Esports, again, like you were saying, if they are not hacked up, I'm gonna give them the 3-0. But if they are hacked up, they're getting the fuck out of here is where they're going. Anyway,
Hmm.
Group B. So week 2 for Group B, we have Vengeance versus Acacia. I'm gonna go ahead and say that is a 3-1 Vengeance. I don't know who Acacia is gonna have. I don't know who Vengeance is gonna have other than Duncan and Judy. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a 3-1 just because I know Acacia will still have those core two on that team, and it's not gonna be any different there. What do you think?
Oh man, I'm thinking it's still going to be a close match. Again, just because both of those teams, in my opinion, the performance hasn't been the best within the last stage, and I think they're neck and neck with each other. So I think it'll be a 3-2 win either way. I'll go ahead and say Vengeance is going to win that one.
Oh, hold on, we may have another insider. Judy, who is it, and why am I just hearing about this now during the stream? Judy, get him in here. Get him in here. This is exciting news for me.
Yo,
What's going on, brother?
Yo.
So, how goes it?
it's going good. It's going good. I just had a couple things to say.
What's up? What's up?
So, first, um, the whole last stage, I just want to say vengeance. We didn't scrim once, so take that as you will. And then going forward, I know one person for sure, who we're picking up as our main is going to be, a guy named Lonosity. He plays in the CCL
Okay,
for
that's nice, nice.
A&M. He just won like CXP, the summer circuit, and then our fourth. Obviously, we have Bali and Graf still as subs, but they're just busy.
Right.
And fourth is to be announced. But that's all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you for coming on and sharing. I didn't know either, so this is news to me. That sounds very promising. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, of course, you guys didn't get many scrims in. I don't think any actually. I know that there was a couple times I had tried to set it up, but then times just were not adding up. Didn't know if you
Yeah.
guys ended up getting them on your own or not, but yeah, that's rough.
It is what it is. On to the next one.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's in the past. We got a new stage coming up. It's
That's
time to
right.
show out.
There's
But
nothing like now. Nothing like now to show out, especially the last major. Need
that's
you
Exactly.
guys
right.
to
Show
step
people
up.
home. We're
Hmm.
in top four, and we've only been in for the last two majors. So I mean, it says something. We just need to put it together when it comes time to run tournaments. We fucking
Sure.
kill it in group play, but we got this shit. It's all good.
Anyway, yeah, y'all carry on.
Yeah,
Just had to
thanks,
let
man.
that out.
Thanks for
Yep.
stopping by and sharing. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
best of luck. Best of luck to you this season.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Tell IBO to chill, by the way.
Until I be to chill.
All right, y'all be good.
All right, bro. Be easy.
All
All
right.
right. So, what was it? Oh, fuck. What was it? Okay, we're on the. Okay, so we're on
We're on my one
group.
of my favorite segments.
Yeah,
Dave.
group B. We're at Speakeasy versus Undead Gaming. Go ahead. What's your prediction?
Speakeasy and Undead. Ah,
The new Speakeasy too. This is with Reciprocity.
yeah,
Full
I know,
animal.
and we don't have a fourth either, so No, I'm. It's the bias in me coming out probably, but I'm still gonna say undead because
That's
we made
okay.
it to the grand finals this major,
That's
and if we
absolutely
put our
right.
heads together and if we do what we did again, we can make it again. And I believe that if the speakeasy comes out, and if they played, obviously it's a new roster, but if they played how they did in the last major, it'll end up the same.
For sure. All right, let's get to the next segment here. This one's taking is crunching too much time on these groupings. So let's hop over to the next segment, which is
Controversial questions.
controversial questions. Okay. So,
Well,
let's
well, well. All right. The first one we have the face it rule.
Oh, hold
Could
on.
it be
Hold on a sec there. We fucked up.
fucked up
You want to pull up them power rankings tier list there, Cal? We got to do that
of the
first.
tier list? We'll
The
get into the face it controversy soon.
Yeah, we'll
The other
get into that
controversial questions.
right after the tier list. We'll hop right into the face it controversy. Is it a controversy though? I don't know. We'll see when we get to it. Let's pull up this tier list. All right. So right off the bat, we have the Speakeasy Academy up first. We don't know who's on this roster, right? So just knowing that Roby's probably on it. Where are you putting them?
Oh, I think I'd put him in the E tier because they didn't really do too good. To be
They
honest with
didn't.
you,
They
they
didn't.
didn't do too good. And
They
they don't
didn't.
really have a set roster right now. And if there's a Speakeasy and there's a Speakeasy Academy, and I feel like they're gonna throw more attention towards the main Speakeasy, and that's the one that's gonna be ranking higher. So I'd put him in the D tier.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put them in D as well, just off the same principle. We don't know who's on there, and the last time they were in the league, they underperformed. So go ahead and feel free to show us out, Speakeasy Academy, and prove us wrong there. But we're putting you in D right now. Um, Now we have Mystic Esports. Again, I have no idea who's on there. They don't even have a roster yet, apparently, in chat. Mystic 0 Point. Mystic should have a roster by Wednesday night. We are doing trials today and tomorrow. So they don't even have a roster yet. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in D with Speakeasy Academy just because we don't know. We don't know who they even are. They don't even have a team yet. And then that team could be not good. So we're gonna put them in there for me. What do you think? You agree?
Yeah, I agree. Room for potential, room for growth, room to shut everyone the fuck up. So
I love it. I love that. I love that. Okay. Hacking gems. Where are you putting them?
hacking gems. Oh man. They were a good team prior to this, and if they can actually play matches and not forfeit it, I'm gonna say that they're a B tier team.
You're putting them B. Okay, if they are indeed not hacked up, I also have them at B. Maybe B minus in between B C. So I'll give it the B because you said B. I'll just agree with you there. We'll drop them in B. If they are not hacked up, if they turn out to be hacked up, they're going in shit low. Anyway. Okay, so coming up here, we have the new and improved Trace Gaming squad. I have a huge bias here, but you know what? We have three-time championship players and NCCL players from Akron on there now. We have Zerk and you got Hades. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in A. My opinion. What do you think?
I'll have hope. I'll have hope. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you and say that that's gonna be an A tier team.
Sweet, sweet. Okay, Vengeance. I'll give you. I just went first on the last one. You go ahead. I don't want to show too much bias. Give your opinion first, and then I'll chime in after and give my 2 cents. I didn't even see that there.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, Acacia, I'm sticking them. I think they go in C. They made some improvements toward the end to get them out of D, but I don't think they're quite a B team. I think they're like C.
I'd
So
agree with that
it's
statement. They're
great.
definitely a C tier team.
For sure, for sure. Okay, you go ahead. I don't want to show too much bias here. You go ahead and give me the dirty. What do you think? Where does vengeance belong?
Oh man, I'm really cut between B and C to be honest with you.
B and C.
But I would, if Hidden Gems obviously and all the accusations are false, I would love to see a match between them and Vengeance. I think it would be really, um, it would be very entertaining to watch. So I'm gonna go ahead and rank them in a B tier team because I think that they just have it right above Acacia, and that but there's still room for improvement for sure. Let's go right below.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think they have a lot of potential. I just think when time comes to show out during the tournaments, I think they've come up short. But again, as Judy said, that's having no scrims, no practice, just going in last minute. So you gotta take that into consideration. I'll put them in B as well. Phantom Gaming, or sorry, Phantom Legion. So many fucking name changes, I can't keep track. Phantom Legion. We know Huff's on there. Huffy boy, Huff McBuff, the Huffster, whatever you want to call him. You know he's on there. I'm gonna go ahead and put him. Who's he have though? Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to do him unjust by putting him too low, and then he gets some fucking savage teammates. I don't know. What do you think? Where's Phantom Legion get placed?
No, uh, I wouldn't say that they would do as bad as the Speakeasy Academy. So if I'm being honest with you, even though they don't have a roster, I have confidence that that team is going to be able to get a good team together by the first week, and I think they'd go right by Acacia.
So you're thinking C? Huff's
I'm
telling us
thinking
to put
C.
him. Huff's telling him to put him in shit low. I don't want to put him in shit. I think C is fair for now. That's room for improvement. Okay, Undead. I'll take the jump on it. I'll take the jump on it.
What do
Go
you got?
ahead. Go ahead and throw Undead in S tier. I'm gonna say it. They deserve that shit. They didn't win grand finals, but they fucking made the run. They really come a long way. If they get that solid fourth, I don't know, man. It could be theirs. Could be. Let's hear your opinion there.
Touched. I'm really touched. I'm glad that you said that. I was thinking that the same thing that I always say is that I'm hopeful, but I want to be realistic. And without the fourth, I feel like it would be too hard to tell for me. And we did make it to the grand finals, but we didn't win it.
So what do you
So
think?
there's
You
still
thinking
that
A?
room.
Are you thinking A?
I'm thinking A, but my pride tells me S.
Okay, I
So
think you might be right. I want to recheck. I think I may have been overzealous. So I think A above Trace is fair. I think having them the top of the the A list at the top of the A list is probably the best placement. Because to be fair, they didn't win, right? And that's
yeah,
something to have them up there in S with where we're gonna put Cloud, Cloud One. Let's put Undead at the top of the A list for now. I think is probably safe. A really good place to put them.
a beautiful spot to be in.
Absolutely. Speakeasy, the new Speakeasy and Malefic merged team. I got them. I got them in A. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got them in A. I got them in A right between Undead and Trace. So second in line in A is where I have them. What do you think?
You know what? I think they would be right behind, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's not in the middle there, but like there's Undead, Trace, and then Speakeasy. That's what I would say because they. I mean, I honestly couldn't give you a valid reason. I just feel like that the new roster is going to be a good roster, but they haven't been together for that long yet, and know, it's hard to make chemistry and it's hard to make game plans from a couple weeks.
You don't. That's true. Yeah, he's got a bunch of lanners. A whole bunch of lanners on his team, so that's why I was saying probably in the middle there, but we haven't seen them play in the league yet either, so it's hard to say. I'm fine putting them in between or right where they're at. I'll let Doza make his mind up there because I'm not fussy either way. I think that they're definitely in this A branch, and I think they could probably even take the S, but we have to see them play first before doing that.
Yeah, I say let's leave it how it is and have them shut me up. I think that
Fair
this
enough.
is the spot where they should be, and if they feel, I mean, yeah, if they feel they deserve a better spot, show me.
Absolutely. Now, Cloud Nation, this is the show. They put them in S. Just fucking put them in S. It doesn't even need to be discussed. Throw them in the fucking S column by themselves because that's where they belong. Is in the S. Oh, and
Nothing to
nobody else
argue.
is there. That's there's the tier list, everybody. Soak it in. Let us know how our predictions are because I think that looks pretty accurate right now. Any closing thoughts before we move on to the next topic there, Doza?
Yeah, that goes for any team. If you're gonna be in the AEL this season and you don't like the look of this tier list because you don't like where your team is at, shut me up. Prove me wrong. We need that type of competition. We need the competitive atmosphere right
Fucking
now.
tell them, Doza.
So
Fucking tell them. Tell them, Doza.
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to see something this year. Get me excited to watch these matches. Like, let's do this.
So, face it. What is your thoughts and opinions on the face it situation as it stands in the AEL right now?
I mean, there should always be a system in place that should check if somebody's cheating and that you should be able to tell if somebody's cheating or not. Because especially this is an amateur league ran on a Discord. If teams want to get in and they come out and show off, it's gonna be hard sometimes to tell whether they're cheating or whether they're just really good because we've had teams come in here that have accusations of cheating that didn't turn out to be cheating, but we've had teams come in here and just so obvious. And we definitely need something in place to be able to tell, to help everybody.
Nah, I agree for sure. It's the cheating thing is it's something that's just always a thorn in the side. It doesn't matter what sport it is. It's if it's physical contact sports, it's fucking steroids. If it's gambling, it's counting cards. If it's fucking esports, it's people using hacks. There's always somebody trying to cheat the rest. It's just it sucks. But you don't want to see that shit. No one wants to see deal with that. If you want to cheat, go play Fortnite against some kids and cheat on there. Like, fucking cheating COD. Keep that shit out of Call of Duty. It's just
Exactly.
the trying to enforce some of this shit can be difficult from a staff perspective because now it's like you deal with the same people for how many months or a year on end. These people, so a lot of these people are 100% not cheating, and then it's like there's an instance where, well, I have a problem with my faceit or blah blah blah, or I can't log in, or there's some shit, or I'm on and I don't use this shit, so it's not working right, and then it's like, okay, well now it looks like you're cheating, even though I know you're not cheating. Well, what the fuck can we do about it? It can get touchy. Like, what was that thing with Eddie during the grand finals? Is a great example. Eddie's been around here forever, and I don't think anybody in this league think that this man is seriously hacked up or using cheats. But yet the topic comes up because he was unable to download Faceit because his PC has Windows 11 and Windows 11 can't run Faceit. So it's like, well, what do you do in that situation, right? You know the man's not cheating. You know he's not hacked up, but it's sus because he can't download it due to having Windows 11 and Windows 11 being absolute shit. So what are you gonna do, right?
I mean, in that case with Eddie, I mean, I think it was universally agreed Eddie was just not cheating. I think whoever brought that up was like, oh, he might be cheating because he doesn't have it, was just petty because they were getting beat. But
Yeah.
it is, it is what it is. But I would understand how having, like, to have Face It and to enforce this rule can be a hassle, especially for the staff, because if they want to go live in Discord to stream it so they know that they have Face It, then somebody would have to watch it. And if that's not available, they would have to stream it, and having to stream is worse because if you don't have great internet but you're still on the team, now you're lagging. Now you have high ping. Now you're not performing at your best. Now you're going to lose some matches. You might lose some matches. But I can see the cons to it, but I can definitely see a lot more of the bright side.
All I know is Modern Warfare 2 have a better anti-cheat system built into it on release. That's all I fucking have to say. It better fucking happen.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is definitely going to be. It has a lot to live up to. Otherwise, it's probably going to be the death of COD. If they did it like Vanguard, it's going to be the death of COD. So I have a lot of hope for Modern Warfare.
Same. High hopes. Let's hopefully they deliver. Okay, moving on. So AEL is switching back to buy-in league as voted upon by everybody. So that's that. So we'll be back to having full prizes. Buy-in will be $20 per team. I do not know at this time where that is being held or sent to. I'm sure that'll be posted soon.
I feel like that's an obvious hit. Sure. I feel like, as most leagues should be, it should be pay to play because it just brings in more competition. It
It
just
does.
brings in more competitive teams. You know, you tell other teams you play for money. Those are going to be the teams that practice to win the money. You know, it's only going to bring a good competition, in my opinion. So,
No, I feel it for sure. Now, this brings me to my next question. Who do you think is going to be the next team that you see exit this league?
I think it's either going to be Asia or, you know what? I previously had Hidden Gems on here. I'm gonna throw them aside because they have those accusations. But I'm gonna say Acacia or the Speakeasy Academy because I mean the Acacia just Acacia just because of, like I said, how they've been playing and how their roster is so far. They have potential. They have things to show and things to prove. But they might be a team that calls it quit early. But with the Speakeasy Academy, like I said, I think they're throwing more attention towards the main Speakeasy team than to focus on the Speakeasy Academy. And I think that team's not going to get enough attention, not enough practice, and they're not going to be a team that would be worth it to be in the league anymore. But I would love to see otherwise.
For sure, for sure. I think you're on the ball there with Acacia. I think at the same time, though, I think if they were going to pull out, they would have already. They've had a kind of rough go since joining, and they've stuck it out, made changes, and they still plan on being here for the next stage. So I don't, as much as I feel like they could potentially be the next ones to pull out, just their grittiness and wanting to improve and stay in tells me otherwise. I also don't think Cal would bother bringing in his secondary team if he had a feeling that he was just going to be pulling them out again. So I don't think that would be them either, which really only leaves it to being a few others in that instance, which I would have to put focus towards. Hidden gems, really. I think with all the amount of alleged hacking accusations coming from them, I don't see I see them being the next to go. Them or this mystery team that doesn't even have a roster yet that's in here, and say they don't find a roster, then suddenly they're out. It could be either of those.
My question is, how did a team with no roster get into the league?
I guess they reached out. They had plans to build a. Like I said, I seen that they're in another league too, so maybe they did have a roster and they're just replacing, or I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Suppose we will, but following that, one of my favorite controversial questions I'm going to ask real quick, and
Go for it.
this could be to anybody in the chat. I don't care who answers this. You're going to hear both of our answers. Not the next team to leave, but who should be the next person to hang up the boots? Who should call it quits? Who's washed?
Who is washed? Yes, I love that. Who's washed? Let's see. I don't know. Does any name come to mind for you?
Off bat, I don't even know if he's playing for anybody or if he's a sub for anybody, and I know he's in the chat with me right now.
I knew this was coming.
But now, my boy, hang up the boots. I don't know if you did already, but sorry, when you were playing with your teams the last few times that I saw you play, at least against Undead, you were looking like me when I played for Undead. So that's kind of where that's coming from.
Oh man, Callie's telling you need to hang it up. He's telling you need to follow suit in his path and hang it up like he did, and just stick to managing. Man,
Management. Mm-hmm.
This is sounding like the Jreap style here. I was the first to do it. I was the first to do it, and then I birthed all you motherfuckers. And this league. And fucking half the teams you see in here. Fucking birthed them after I hung up the boots. Anyway. I don't
What's
know.
your name?
I know I'm thinking of a name. Man. Put anybody on the bus here. I can't even think of anybody off the top of my head that needs to hang it up.
Oh man, I love this question. It gets people salty, it gets people mad, it gets people thinking, to be honest. Just wish that just wish that these matches would be casted recently so I could make more of these calls and some of these predictions, you know? Like there's not a lot of casters available.
That's a fact. That is a big fact. Well, I'm hoping this major we'll see a lot more casts. I plan on doing some. I know Cal just picked up a whole bunch of casters too. I plan on doing a lot. I know T-Man plans on doing a lot. So hopefully we'll have some goated casts coming up. Looking forward to it.
So we've had some good casters.
But yeah, to answer your question, I've been thinking about it too since it's been asked. I have no answer. I do not know who I think should hang it up next. Everybody in here pretty much plays their hearts out. There's nobody that I could really think of that should hang it up. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'm sure if in a couple hours from now, someone will come into my brain. But as of right now, I don't have an answer.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask you that same question next week. We're gonna add
All
him.
right,
We're gonna
sounds
point
good.
him out.
That's fine. That sounds good to me. Now, I could tell you who I think should hang it up in the CDL.
Go for it.
I think that whole Ravens roster is fucking shocked, and I think that whole Paris roster is fucking shocked. They're fucking got 2 wins this whole year, Paris. Can you believe that?
Hi. Oh my gosh. Did you say this whole year?
They're two and yeah, they only have 2 wins this entire season in Vanguard.
They shouldn't even be in the what? They shouldn't even be in the league. They should be in the
Yes, look,
AEL.
Jamie,
Like,
pull up the CDL fucking rankings real quick. The current standings. Oh, you cannot do that. It's okay. I think anybody who's been watching the games gets an idea anyway. I don't know. What do you think? I would love to see New York go on this run and fucking make it to champs. I think that they could do it. I think they've shown that they could do it. I would love to see them be able to do it. No, that would just be awesome. But they got a couple of big games ahead of them. I think they can take him though. I don't know. What do you think?
bracket. I couldn't tell you, man. This entire year for the Call of Duty League has just been such a toss up. Like
Uh,
FaZe, they're still doing really well. They still lose important matches.
FaZe got washed and thrown in the fucking basket like 3 series in a row last stage. It's fucking
That is
wild.
crazy.
They went through the bow cage blender against fucking I don't even remember who it was. Fucking mid team too. It was not Surge. I know Surge threw them in the blender too, but it was another team. Somebody in chat can let me know, but I think it was Rocker. Yeah, it was Rocker. It was Rocker. Rocker fucking threw them in the blender and fucking bow cage. It was like 100 point club fucking bow cage win for Rocker against FaZe. It was wild.
I always have hope for LAT, but I'm going to be honest with you. I jumped on the LAT train this year because I only follow one player, and if you know me, you know what position that I used to play and what I still currently do, even in ranked main AR. So, I followed Octane from Surge to now LAT, and there was a series where he choked, I think, two straight searches, 0-8 or 0-12. But they got 6-0'd and he went 0-12.
Wow.
So if he could pull his head out of his ass and Envoy can keep doing his thing, they can keep doing his thing. Aza needs to pick his chin up, and they can do something this year. They could do something with this major and fleet champs, but that's high hoping.
It is high hoping. But You know what? I think this leads us to talking about this show as a whole. I mean, what are the plans for this show? What's gonna happen with this show now? This is our first episode. I don't know. I feel like it's gone pretty well. We're an hour into it, and I think overall it's gone pretty well. What can people expect from this from now on? More of the same of this. We're gonna just talk and touch on topics that are happening in the league and outside the league to discuss any rumors. You know, nobody over here is holding back any bars. If there's something that happens and then we happen to do an episode a couple of days after, you can bet your ass that we're gonna be talking about any fucking controversy or shit that happened in that course of time. So always tune in here for that. Any leaked rumors, we'll be talking about that. And between me and Doza here, we'll be getting them sources. Don't you worry. We'll have all those hot spicy leaks. Don't even worry about it. So yeah, that's what really you can expect from Chalked. This has been Chalked, and this has been Jreap and Doza. Doza, any closing statements you'd like to make?
Yeah, I mean, as he pointed out, tune in every week. We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be having fun. The whole podcast, this whole podcast will be downloaded and it'll be posted to my YouTube channel. It's Doza Gaming on YouTube. It's my name on Discord. It's my name on Twitter. It's my name on all that. So go to the YouTube channel Doza Gaming, and by tomorrow, this podcast will be on there and you can rewatch it. But besides that, yeah, thanks for tuning in to Chalked, y'all.
Yep, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Thanks Doza for coming on and being my co-host. I appreciate you. It was lovely having you, and I think that we can definitely make this work and make a nice weekly schedule of this show. So you can catch Chalked at any time weekly. We'll have a set date soon, but just know it'll be a weekly show. And yeah, this has been Chalked.
That's it. It was fun.
It was fun. Thank you, Doza, for coming on.
Sure.